I don't like following speakers as good as Sharjeel. It's very difficult to match this energy. And, he just sounds wise. He is wise, but then he sounds even wiser than he is. It's crazy. I can't compete with that. Esteemed guests, I see so many of my teachers here, people who have taught me how to do this work. And so I blame you when I do it poorly. It is incredible to have so many of these incredible, wise, smart, hardworking, thinking, practicing, leading people in the field of education and development, people who really care about kids in the same room. I'm so honored that we are joined today by Balochistan's Education Minister, Madam Rahila Durrani. Thank you very much, Madam, for taking the time to be with us today. Our incredible board members, Mr. Nasir Kusuri is here, Dr. Faisal Bari is here, our partners are here, Mazhar and Salim are representing the FCDO, and they've taken time from a very, very busy schedule to both be here with us today. Iza is here with the World Bank, and just incredible to see all of these faces. And we were in the panelist room and we were talking, one of my favorite people anywhere, but especially in government, in Sindh, Dr. Fauzia has flown all the way from Karachi to be with us today. Thank you very much. So kind of you. And we have in the form of our amazing keynote speakers, of course, Dr. Fareed Panjwani, who's taken the time to be with us today. We're going to be learning from Dr. Salman Humayun, who I think is the smartest man in Islamabad. I tell you this, you will see that. You will see what I mean by that. And of course, we have our friends from Teach for All, the person who has perhaps most inspired me and set me on the path that I continue to walk today, Ms. Wendy Kopp. Thank you so much, Wendy, for flying in to join us. You're not even coming to us from New York, you're coming via Nigeria, and so thank you so much for being here. And Reem Marto, my friend and my partner in crime, who heads the MENA region at Teach for All and supports me through all of the sweat, tears, laughter, lots of tears. Yeah, Reem gets the brunt of that. So very grateful. So this is an incredibly special day, particularly because who is in the room right now, and I know that we'll be joined by many other people over the course of the day, but we have the Teach for Pakistan community in the room. Right? Our fellows who are in classrooms teaching right now, learning what it means to become leaders in the way of reform, leaders who will champion equity and stand up for every child's right to an excellent education and a future full of opportunities. And we have our alumni in the room, people who have been doing this work out there in the world. Some of them have left the classroom over 12, 13 years ago, but they've been doing the work from all other vantage points in the system from where we believe it is crucial to come together if we are going to work in service of all children in Pakistan. And so it is quite a day. We have a tradition at Teach for Pakistan. Many of the speakers who are here today have been part of that tradition. We call it a learning to lead, and it is usually a 2-hour-long event where we try and get perspective and wisdom from some of the people who've been doing this work much longer than any of us and are great thinkers. But today, it's like we've got 25 learning to leads packed into one day, right? And so an incredible day of learning, and I am so excited that I can be here, part of this community, learning alongside everybody. So such a huge thank you to all of the speakers and the panelists who've taken the time to be here and are going to help us learn. Nowhere are teachers more valued than they are here at Teach for Pakistan, and you very much are our teachers, and so thank you for that. The pivot, when we were deciding what we want to convene and talk about, what we would like to learn about together, this particular conference, its themes felt very, very special, and they went to the core of what Teach for Pakistan believes it does, what it needs to continue to do, what we need to get even better at doing, because we believe that this is the work that matters the most. And what are those ideas? All of our countries, and we have some people who've had experiences with different contexts in the world here in the room today, and all of our countries have frequently initiated and seen education reform. Pakistan is no exception. Reforms have been launched in Pakistan with great vigor, and I must say, with a lot of sincerity. only to fizzle out as a disjointed set of inputs, adding to the stockpile of projects and stillborn schemes. A piecemeal approach to reforming systems, the components of the education system, without bringing all the stakeholders together into a collective of leaders who are committed to making student learning the singular priority of systemic transformation, that is what we believe has consistently failed our kids. And so what are those guiding principles that we are in search of? Equity and collective leadership. We believe that these must be the central tenets if we are going to ensure quality education for all. Because for reforms to be sustainable, there's not just one or two components of the system that has to be changed, but the entire ecosystem that surrounds our children, that entire ecosystem has to be dealt with and contended with together. One of our core beliefs is that systems do not change by themselves. Systems are changed by people. And that is why Teach for Pakistan continues to do what we do today. What gives us hope is that year after year, we are able to attract hundreds of this country's most promising future leaders to come and immerse themselves in these systems of inequity that they are trying to change. They come, they train, and they start to teach for 2 years, committing themselves fully to the students that they serve, the schools that they serve, the communities that they serve. And through that process, it turns out, they learn far, far more than they could have ever taught their kids. And you'll see some glimpses of that today when you hear from some of our alumni. And I hope that they'll be able to bring this to life. Thank you very much. And why do we believe that this is so important? Our fundamental belief is that collective leadership acts as a force multiplier for all stakeholders to effect the requisite change and ensure that every child gets not just the education, but the opportunities that they deserve, regardless of their socioeconomic background. You know, when we look around us, I was talking to you about the ecosystem around a child, and I want to unpack just a little bit what we mean by that, right? And why we believe that this collective is about, very much, of course, about various components of education, but also about more than just education. When we look around us, a child's home, the community, the school, the policy framework in which they exist, and civil society, all of that is part of the education system. Those who have taught amongst us, or those who are teaching today, will bear me out when I say that students do not walk into a classroom alone. They bring their family's socioeconomic circumstances, the challenges faced by their neighborhoods, the discriminations that they face at every single turn, and the culture of low expectations that we have surrounded them with. They bring all of this and more into the classroom with them when they walk through those doors. And it is this social and emotional baggage that weighs down our kids, so much so that learning becomes nearly impossible in a circumstance like this. And this barrage of challenges, we believe that no one single actor, no teacher, no parent, and no one organization alone can tackle just the sheer scope of this challenge, even if you look at just one child and what that child is carrying. And that is why what we are doing is developing this pipeline of human resource, a cadre of people that are capable of envisioning and implementing transformative change from within education and all associated sectors that really have the power to shake up this ecosystem. And here is my hope for what this collective will achieve together, what you are helping us learn today when you teach us, when you engage with our community. Instead of reforms that address a few existing challenges through technical interventions, my hope is that this collective will question the premise and the logic of the education system. They will seek the thorough changes needed to make learning outcomes the centerpiece of policy. They will uproot the very purpose, principles, and practices that are currently core to our education system, that no longer serve the needs of our education system. and ensure that it delivers not for 100 kids, not for 100,000 kids, but for all of Pakistan's kids. And so this today, that is why this day of learning feels so, so special, because I hope that all of our speakers and panelists in the room and all of the people who will be engaging with those speakers and panelists, challenging us all to think better, think more rigorously, right? Push ourselves further. I hope that what we'll be able to create today is a lot of hope that what we're setting out to do is very much possible, right? That is my greatest aspiration for today, is that within this room and through this collective learning, we are able to generate the hope that I think we all need to continue to do our jobs, which can get very hard sometimes, but to continue to do our jobs. And if there's any community in this world that has the power to create that kind of hope, I know that this community is it. And so thank you very much. I hope it is a wonderful day. A very, very warm thank you once again to our panelists, and let's get this started. Thank you.